Hello and welcome back to my travel adventures through Czechia and Austria. Join me today as we make our way down from Salzburg to Werfen. Now, this was one of my favorite days of the trip. Right there, you're going to see a lot of different angles of the Hohenwerfen Castle. This is the sister fortress of the Hohen Salzburg Castle that you saw in yesterday's video. Both were built by the archbishops of Salzburg 1,000 years ago. So nice views of that. And as we get into Werfen, Zach and I are going to walk this Sound of Music trail. It's about an hour and a half hike, a little bit of incline, and again, more beautiful views of the castle. And the Sound of Music trail is famous because, of course, the movie had some filming locations at the end of the trail, and you get some beautiful views of the mountainous countryside. So here we are making our way to the picnic area, and I think this is even where the lady was spinning in circles. Now, I'm not a Sound of Music person. I've only seen bits and pieces of the movie, but I know a lot of older folk are, and my friend Zach had some family members who really loved it. So he wanted to go there for them, and I'm really glad, even though I'm not a Sound of Music guy, I'm really glad I did this because the hike, the views were all fun, fantastic, and wonderful. So even though it was a cloudy day, a little bit of rain, the weather was overall nice. Here I am drinking yet another Radler. I'm going to try as many different Radlers. It's my favorite beer to have when I'm in Europe. And here we are doing the classic Sound of Music spin. Look at us. So after that, we're making our way back because later on, we're going to go up to the higher area of that mountain behind the castle, and we are going to be going to visit the famous ice cave. We're going to be going to the largest ice cave in the world. I had no idea the largest ice cave in the world was in Austria, but it's something called Eisriesenwelt. And it's, again, we're south of Salzburg, and it's this limestone and ice cave system. It's something like 40 kilometers long, and you do have to pay money to go up there. They do have shuttle buses, and there's an entry fee. Some of the information online was a little bit confusing, but we made it back just in time to take one of the shuttle buses. You can hike up. I don't recommend it because look how high. That's where the entrance is, right here. So, yeah, just take the bus. It didn't cost too much. Actually, today, the day we were there is free. So what's really cool about this ice cave tour is they don't just drive you up. There is a little bit of walking. After the drive, you get some beautiful views of the valley down below where Werfen is located. Couldn't get enough of those views. I'm pretty sure I'll zoom in on the Hohenwerfen Castle. There's yet another angle. And after you're done walking, then you take this cable car ride all the way up, and you are going pretty much straight vertical. There was a couple moments where I was looking, I was like, whoa, that I don't have like the greatest fear of heights, but there is a little bit of anxiety just starting to creep in. So even after the cable car, after the bus, there is yet another little bit of a walk where you go up through this kind of tunnel system to where you are going to start the tour. There's two main tours. One speaks in German, one speaks in English. A bunch of young adults leading the tours. They all did a fantastic job. And we're not even to the ice cave yet. So even though there's some walking, there's like 15-ish minutes of walking after the bus, after the cable car, you still get all these fantastic views. And I didn't mind one bit. So, yeah, make sure you set aside, if you're going to do the world's largest ice cave, make sure you set aside half a day for this. But we powered through Werfen. We did everything we could. And as I mentioned with Salzburg, Zach and I, as we talked, Salzburg, even Werfen, both places you could spend multiple days. And here you see my head steaming because we are near the entrance of the ice cave. And now we've started the ice cave tour. Thankfully, Zach had a little beanie that I borrowed. People are worried I was going to be cold. I'm from Wisconsin, so I was absolutely fine. Nothing I can't handle, compared to when I was a kid, waiting half an hour for the bus to take me to school at negative 20-degree temperatures, or even when it was negative 30 wind chill. Anyways, this ice cave is very beautiful. The ice kind of has that glacial color where you get these deep blues shining through it. And our tour guide, he's going to be lighting off some magnesium that's what the bright light is. He's going to be lighting this off and showing how the ice looks beautiful with the light inside of the ice. And this is just one of a few different structures that they have. Now, there is even more walking inside the ice cave, and the rails, I will say, grabbing the rails, they do get a little bit cold, so I'm just sort of brushing along the rails. It is kind of hard to see as you're walking along inside this ice cave. So it's sort of like every fifth person or so has a lantern, but you're just trying to feel out the different steps. The steps are a little bit moist or wet, so sometimes things can be slippery. There are a few moments where these steps have a little bit of an incline. This urn of that Alexander person is the first explorer of these caves, Alex Van Morgan, I don't know. But he wanted his remains to be left in the cave, and I guess he earned it. Anyways, we're going to keep walking along. Now we've reached the end of the ice cave at least the tour, where that urn was. And this is one of my absolute favorite views coming up of the ice cave. Our tour guide is going to walk down here, and this blue pillar of ice, not to mention the reflection off the ice floor below, just one of my favorite views right here. So really cool. It's one of those tours, like, even though it costs a little bit of money, I was very happy to do it. No regrets about it. Just, again, look at all the different beautiful views, the striations, the layers. He's talking about how each of these layers is something like 1,000 years old or something. I don't know exactly, but go take the tour and they'll give you more accurate information than I am. Either way, spend the money to do this tour. I had zero regrets about it. Well worth it. Coming back down, I mean, look at this view coming back out of the ice cave when you go from dang near pitch darkness to this wonderful view of the valley below. So this is about going to wrap it up for Werfen. In the next videos, Zach and I are going to be making our way down to the Hakonig Mountains. By the way, the ice cave, they have an ice cave bathroom. I wonder where all the waste is going. I don't want to think too much about it. But we are going to be going down to the Hakonig Mountains for some of my favorite views as well. Taking the cable car on the way back down, where you can get a sense of just how vertical and steep these views are. This was a vertical cable car ride, but hope you all enjoyed the video, and see you next time in Hakonig. Take care.